evening, all you listeners out there. Welcome to Global Women Enrichment Podcast. With me today is the lovely Dr. Sandra Brown, who is our Vice President for Global Women Enrichment, along with the lovely Paola Pierre, the Assistant Vice President. I am Venoria Todman, your host, and also the President of Global Women Enrichment, otherwise known as GWE. We will be coming to you live every week to talk to you about our journey to self-actualization and other different topics facing women today. We are so happy and excited to be here. This is our first of many series of Global Women Enrichment sessions. I'm going to take you on a journey and tell you a little bit about the birth of Global Women Enrichment. I will talk to you about our mission and our vision. Basically, Global Women Enrichment was birthed from an idea and desire to empower women across the globe, regardless of age, nationality, race, social status. Our goal is to inspire women to be their best selves in their journey to self-actualization. Simply speaking, the aim is to encourage and equip women to become all that they are meant to be and discover their full potential. Our desired Global Women Enrichment is to motivate all women to reach for goals that may seem unattainable, but are possible. This relates to our expression in the journey to self-actualization, and you will hear us use that term several times. Additionally, it connects with knowing their worth and shaping the path for future generations. Because we believe if we can inspire one woman at a time to reach her goals, we can change the way women are perceived, from being in the back and not being heard to staying at home and not venturing into the professional realm. Women can be whoever they want to be. They can attain any level of education and any job they would like to possess. Additionally, women do not need to be dependent, but rather independent. So, I'm going to ask Paola Pierre. Paola, can you tell us a little bit about your journey to self-actualization and why you were so ready to jump on the bandwagon with Global Women Enrichment? Thank you.
I didn't have any choice. Hi, my name is Paola Pierre. Thank you, Venoria, for giving me the opportunity to serve on the board of Global Enrichment, Women Global Enrichment, and for sharing whatever I can to assist with that. And then Paola Pierre, I'm the Assistant Director of Personnel at the City of North Miami, government. Prior to that, and then of course we assist everyone at the city. We basically serve the employees. Prior to that, I was a non-social services guru, meaning nonprofit. I work on different sectors, mostly focused in administration, operation management, which was, really give me this part gave me who I'm today, because for 15, 16 years I've done the nonprofit and then changed everything that what I was doing, serve on boards and volunteering, doing different things for every organization, anything. So it wasn't about the money, but it was about serving, to do things to serve either children, the church, families in need, friends, and so many things I've done. With that said, by being always out there volunteering, helping, I was able to someone introduced me to different group of people, and then I became somehow a founding member of the Chamber of Commerce, Haitian American Chamber of Commerce of Florida, which open bank accounts, doing stuff, but I always doing like things that people don't do, because I'm like an administrator by trade, by doing so. So I'm always looking like what deficiencies of things to make them happen, to fill in the gap and then to cover it. And then after 14 years doing this, and I became the first chairwoman of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce, first female chair of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce of Florida. Although I was always been in the background, and then now it's like, being in the leadership of this organization, kind of like, change things a little bit and it's, wow, Paola, you can do this. You made this happen. And then, so it's not something that was given to me like this, but it's something that I worked so hard and then to make it happen. So with that said, and then now with the commerce, I have the business aspect of it. I have the nonprofit aspect of my life, what you say, nonprofit experience, and then doing all this, and then now adding a little bit of public sector in it because I've been in government right now for 5 years. So I mean, I'm not saying I feel complete. I still have to learn other things, but it makes it a big difference. When I help people, when I mentor, young ladies, when I mentor young professionals, when I work, I feel like, very confident to do because I'm making an impact in people's life. And then thinking when I came to the U.S. over 30 years ago, undocumented, to be able to being the assistant director of in government in a city with over 600-700 employees to do, and then of course it's in the making, maybe soon to be a director or something. It's major, and
Yes,
then leading a Chamber of Commerce, it's major. And then even being in the Global Women Enrichment as the assistant vice president, I have to say, it's big.
Yes,
you understand?
it is.
And it's an honor to serve and an honor to be living, to have life, to have joy, and then to be in this world. So this is a little bit of me. So maybe more to come
Awesome.
later on. Thank you so much.
I can say that I've known Paola. I met Paola in 1994, I believe. We went to Trinity International University together, pursuing our bachelor's degree in human resources management, and we have remained with this great relationship ever since then. And I personally have had a front row seat in watching her growth and development. So when Global Women Enrichment was being formed, she was one of the first persons that I thought of, and I'm so happy she was able to join us and be a part of this great, phenomenal movement that we are embarking on. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Sandra Brown, and I will let her tell us a little bit about her journey to self-actualization. Dr. Brown?
Thank you, Vanoria. Well, first I want to thank you, Vanoria, for asking me to serve with you. My life is one of service, and it's such a joy to be involved with women and the concept of pushing women forward in the society today. As we look around us, we see women stepping out from the paths that people have set for them and making their own paths. And my journey has been one of healthcare. That's what I've done all my life, and for the last 30 plus years, I've served the community of South Florida as a nurse, and currently I work as a nurse practitioner with Dr. Alex Salvant. I've been with him for over 20 years, and it's a joy to be his right hand. I lead in my own way in the office, keeping things going together and keeping the staff together, making sure the HR issues are taken care of with the staff. As I practice as a practitioner, I also lecture and teach nursing in 3 different universities across the world. I stepped out of the U.S. this year, and I'm teaching in Jamaica. The pandemic has made it a need for my services online teaching to social workers in Kingston, Jamaica. And in addition to that, I do the administration in the office, and I also practice taking care of patients. I have my own set of patients. And as Paola said, serving the people of South Florida and making sure that prevention is a big part of healthcare. If we can prevent people from developing cardiovascular disease, we will take care of the nation's health and challenge the need for all the insurance issues we struggle with today in our heated political society. So it's a joy to be a part of Global Women Enrichment, and I'm looking forward to helping women become all that they can be. I am a firm believer that women have always led, even from behind. And there's nothing I do in this world that's not influenced by my faith. I came to the knowledge of Christ as a young girl of 6 years old, and to me, the world was mine once Jesus was in my life. I would follow his path, and he would take me all the way. And I'm very fulfilled in the path he has chosen for me. I'm fascinated with the position of women in Scripture. And I think of Rachel, Jacob's second wife. He went to work for his father-in-law to get Rachel, but in that culture, he had to marry Leah, the one he didn't love, before he could marry Rachel. So he worked 14 years to get Rachel as his bride. And as they're leaving the father-in-law's home, Rachel's father, he comes running after them, saying that they had stolen his idols. And their sweet daughter, the second one, sat on those idols and came up with a creative way to say she couldn't get up so they could serve, because her dear husband didn't know that she had taken the idols. And if the father had caught her with it, the husband had said, you can kill whoever has those idols. And this powerful woman, knowing what was about to happen to her, found a way to tell them, I can't get up. And nobody knew she had the idols. So she was leading without anybody knowing in a culture where women were not visible. In this society in which we live, I want to share with you what Ruth Bader Ginsburg said. Women belong in all places where decisions are being made. It shouldn't be that women are the exception. So that's what we're here for, to enforce and to empower and to encourage our women to step forth into the rooms where decisions are being made. It's not an exception that brings us there. We need to step up to the plate.
Yes. Wow, how powerful. Now, who want to take Dr. Sandra on? You listeners out there, send us your questions. Make sure you subscribe to Global Women Enrichment. That was a powerful introduction, Dr. Brown. And I talked to Dr. Brown all the time, had no idea. I know she taught, but I had no idea it was 3 different universities talking about women can do anything, whatever they want to do. We can multitask. It is embedded in our DNA to do multiple things at once and make things happen, even things that may seem impossible. There is nothing that, as a empowered woman, that you cannot achieve if you set your mind to it. And I get all excited when I'm talking about women because I am so empowered as a woman. My background, basically, I came from the British Virgin Islands, grew up in a family of basically 8. I have 7 siblings, 4 sisters, 4 sisters and 2 brothers. Yes, I'm getting my counting straight. And I actually been in the Miami, Florida area for quite some time now. And I am a woman of faith as well. I will be remiss if I do not mention that. I became a Christian from a young age of 9 years old. And I'm a mother of 3. I am married to my husband for so many years. I am not going to tell you that today. Those of you who know me know how long. And those of you who do not know me, you are going to be guessing and calling someone who knows me and say, how many years is it? Remember, we are all God's creation, and we are all empowered to be our best selves. I am also an author, and that's one of the things that I wrote about, being the best me. But it's not about me today. It's about you, the listeners. We want to empower you and inspire you to be all that you were created to be, regardless of your race, your religion, all those things that may tend to hinder us at times from achieving our goals. Do not let them deter you. Be encouraged to be your best self. I want to also take this time and say Happy Thanksgiving, because I know this is a Thanksgiving weekend. And how lucky you are to be blessed with Global Women Enrichment, the inaugural podcast of Global Women Enrichment. I know you're sitting there in your living rooms or dining rooms or wherever you may be, just take a little time and just listen to us and enjoy what we are encouraging you and what we are providing to you as live entertainment, basically, right in the living, in your home, at your disposal. We encourage you to submit any questions you may have. We encourage you to subscribe. We encourage you to tune in every week, same time, 7:30 to 8 p.m. And all your questions will be answered at the beginning of the following month session. Dr. Brown, how do you plan to spend Thanksgiving this year? I know with the COVID-19 happening, lots of people usually go out of town to visit their relatives and have that Thanksgiving time. One of the things we definitely can be grateful for is in the midst of all of this, and God bless those families who have survived and those who have lost loved ones. May you find strength beyond all measure to help you to carry on and still help you to be grateful because you're still here and we are to be grateful. So how do you plan to spend Thanksgiving this time around?
Well, first of all, I want to join with you in giving our condolences to all the families across this great United States who have lost loved ones to the COVID epidemic. It's a tragedy. It's a very painful situation, and in the midst of that, we give thanks. We give thanks for those of you who are alive, for those of you who are healthy, for those of you who have recovered. We want to join with you and give thanks for your life. And I give God thanks for my family and for the power we have as women in our families to keep our families together and healthy and protected, and just to have the gift of family. I'm very grateful for that. This Thanksgiving. I'm very grateful for my health, the health of the family. I'm grateful for a job in an economy where so many people have been laid off. I have been working nonstop. I'm actually looking forward to be grateful for Christmas break, so I will be off. But for Thanksgiving this year, I'm actually going to spend it the same way I spend every single Thanksgiving, quietly at home with my husband, my children, my firstborn and his wife, my little one who is 15 going on 20, and my mom, my brother, and his wife. It will be a very simple, quiet, Jamaican-American Thanksgiving. That's how we will be spending Thanksgiving. Thanks for asking.
Spoken like a proud Jamaican. All righty, let's turn to the beautiful Payola. Can you tell us how do you plan to spend your Thanksgiving this season?
Well, this year is going to be different because of COVID. And I would say it's a break for me because for the past 6-8 years, I've been volunteering in Little Haiti because serving about 400 or 500 people in a big room. I mean, like nonstop, because you have to volunteer. I was a volunteer recruiter, coordinator, getting volunteered to be there to serve on that day when everyone is so busy doing this, and at home, getting ready for the day. It wasn't like that. It was like really being on the ground, recruiting volunteer, setting up the room so when people come, they will feel very festive. So it wasn't like a low income or anything. It was just for the community to come and then have brunch, and then we will have a good food, Haitian food. I'm sorry, Jamaican.
I love that Haitian food.
Yes, I love it. I love
hot
it.
chocolate and soup, and then it was just like celebration. And then I always ask, my God, I'm going to retire. I'm tired. I need a break, and I'm always late at home to eat because my family would be waiting for me. But I was, you have to clean up, set up, when people leave, and then we'll go home. But this year, I'm not saying luckily, but things have changed, so I'm going to be home with my family, with my daughters, my sister, my nieces, and then my wonderful brother-in-law. I didn't say my beautiful sister, I said my wonderful brother-in-law. He's amazing. So we're going to spend the day together. Of course, I'll be the one cooking and then preparing. They'll come over. So it's a blessing to be alive, and then thank God for my health and my family and friends, but I would not be going anywhere. It's good. I'm not saying I miss doing this I've been doing for the past few years, but it's a change to really be home and relax, and then really be present and then centered with the family, not being out there. Because when you're always serving, so it just become, I think, like, sometimes they tolerate me, but at the same time, it's time to, sometimes you have to spend time with the family and stay focused. Yeah, so that would be my Thanksgiving home. Can't
Yes.
wait. Yes.
That's awesome. I personally don't have any plans per se this year. Usually I would get as all my family members who are here in Miami, Florida. So usually it's about 10 of us. But this year it's probably going to be maybe about 2, 4, 5, about 5 of us.
And then it's not you doing the cooking
Yes,
either.
I am always doing. It's funny you would say that, Payola, because I am always doing the cooking. And every year I'm trying to get out of doing the cooking. But then my youngest son, who recently got married, and I would think that he would be the one entertaining us this time. But no, he was the first one to call and say, yes, we still have to have Thanksgiving.
Of course, with mommy.
Yeah, with
Yes,
mommy,
yes,
and then I have to get up
totally.
so early.
But everybody can bring a dish. That's how we do it. My brother cooks and brings something. My mom cooks and
Yes.
brings something.
And they do
we
that.
cook.
And they do that. But then I have to do because I'm the hostess, I have to do the bulk of the cooking. I have to do the actual turkey because no one else is going to do the turkey. So I have to do all that. And then from the islands, we have this thing called mutton. They also expect me to do that as well. So it's like a wide spread. So I think the only differentiation is going to be that the portions are going to be smaller. Maybe instead of a 20-pound turkey, I'll probably do a 10-pound turkey.
So it's funny you said, like, your mom, everyone will bring something. I'm so particular when I'm hosting. I have to do everything. I don't want anyone to bring a dish that doesn't match at my table. And then if this thing doesn't come on time, and then sometimes people, Haitian, they come late, they go late, they come, it's just like, no, I said 3 o'clock. It's like, you're supposed to be here. My table is set, everything is done, uniform, properly done. I don't want any mismatch or anything like that, or don't come late. If you come with a dish that's late, and then it's defeat the purpose of inviting you. To me, if I invite a host, I know it's family, but I have to do it myself. I'm so particular but I wish I could, sometimes
it's so
be lenient a
wonderful.
little bit and then let
Yes.
them do it.
So we have a table spread with the food, and then the table is set with all of the hostess dishes. But then you get your food, we all sit, and then we give thanks and enjoy the meal. And, the cuisine of each member of the family is unique. Some of it is American, some of it is Jamaican, some of it is whatever you choose it to be. Sometimes we order things from different cultures to be a part of the meal.
Really? Yes.
Yes. So it turns out to be, this year we're going to get some key lime pie from Sandra's Sweets. It's delicious. So that will be a part. Shout out to Sandra and that key lime pie. We're coming to get you for Thanksgiving feast. We're being real here.
Yeah, being real.
Yes.
So-
Venoria,
Yes.
before we move on, it's beautiful that we have our places where in the right place as us as women. At the same time, it's not always so rosy and beautiful. The challenges, you describe it so perfect, like how you're doing this, but the things that we go through to be there, we have this, we to create the path and the road to be there. And then sometimes our own people, ladies and female friends don't make it easy for us to get that way. So I think sometimes maybe we need to talk about that as well if we have time, maybe one day, because the challenges that we face by being, leadership, that being in leadership, by being where we are, and then the accomplishment that the person we are today, and then how we get to be that person.
Awesome.
And then it's like we have to go in a deep dive of this to see how.
Yes.
I don't know if you agree with me, Sandra. on that.
Absolutely. So one of our sessions, that's what we'll be talking about. Our listeners can send in their own questions and concerns in their own path to their own actualization.
Absolutely. And basically, just about every other week or at least once a month, we will be having a special guest. Next week, we will grace you with the lovely Dr. Betsy Guerra, who is a psychotherapist from South Miami, and she will be talking to you about her journey to self-actualization. Thank you for tuning in to us today, and give us your feedback. We look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.